track doesn't just simply go over there in many cases, but the Central Mountain Range changes the track. If you don't get that right, you're not going to get that slow movement right. Structure uncertainty. I also push for structure uncertainty, and we don't, in many cases, know the initial structure that well. And then again, if it's modified by the ocean interaction, for example, in the case of one of our super typhoons, Jiangmi, in 2008, Peter Black thinks that the cold eddy up there changed it from being a super typhoon and rapidly decreased its intensity. These are kind of things where we have to have the ocean interaction, and there's going to be a field experiment this summer called ITOP. Lynn, we'll talk about that maybe later. And we're going to have the two Hurricane Hunter planes come back and be in Guam for 60 days. So that was my pitch for our experiment. Interaction with typhoon is going to be an important part of topography is going to be an important part of this. So what about practical applications? One of the talks at the Typhoon Committee was a satellite-based technique at Hong Kong. It seems to me that you can't simply take the satellite upstream thing and simply move it over Taiwan. That to me doesn't, you're not going to get a good forecast out of that. But maybe you can correct me on that. What the kind of thing that Nagasawa-san is going to talk about, where we use global ensemble prediction systems. But if that global model doesn't interact correctly with typhoon, with the Taiwan Central Mountain Range, is it going to get these deflections, the slowing and looping? You can ask him that in the next talk. And then there's a recent article by Roger Smith and my colleague Mike Montgomery that suggests there's extreme sensitivity of the intensity forecast at the initial moisture distribution. Well, will the regional ensemble prediction systems properly represent that precipitation forecast sensitivity to initial moisture, if they're correct? I didn't say they're correct, I just said these. I have a bunch of reserve sites which cover what I think is an amazing program. It's a national program in China. The 5-year program started in 2009, and about 75 researchers are being funded for a 5-year program to study tropical cyclone landfall and all its effects. So if sometime in the thing if it's of interest to the organizers, I can talk about what they're going to do in China, whether or not we can maybe cooperate with it, not just here in Taiwan, but can we get the world community to come in to work with them. Thank you very much.